Good day, pilgrims. In this short video, let me discuss to you the book of Genesis. For our learning target, our aim is for us to appreciate the book of Genesis as we understand its stories and important lessons. For this time, we will going to observe this work plan. We'll have a short picture analysis. We are also going to identify the meaning of Genesis, enumerate the set of books where it belongs, which is the Pentateuch, and describe and illustrate the four primary stories that we can find in Genesis. First, let me ask you to mix and match the following images, and let us try to identify what comes first among them. Here we have an image of a chicken and an egg. I'll give you 5 seconds to analyze, or you may pause this video for a while and ask yourself what comes first. Basically, all of us would have a different answer or choices in these images. Maybe for some of you, you would say that the chicken comes first before the egg, since there will be no egg without the chicken, or for others, it could be the egg that came first before the chicken, since the chicken came from the egg. But either or, the point of this simple analogy is that one should come first before the other. Or for something to be there, another thing or being is necessary for it to take place or to exist. And for us to understand more clearly, in the world or in everything around us, there must be a cause. And we know that we used to find the cause based on how we see things. Some of us rely to scientific explanation in order to find out the cause of everything, while some rely into the idea that there is a creator, the one who started and began all things. In our context, we follow the biblical accounts or narratives of how everything came to be, and we can first find it in the book of Genesis, the first book that we can find in the Old Testament of the Bible. The book of Genesis belongs to the set of books called the Pentateuch, or the first 5 books of the Bible, or in the Hebrew context, the Torah. The Torah is the scriptures during the early times or Jewish time, the time of Jesus, where it only contains the Pentateuch and some selected writings from the Old Testament Bible that we have today. And so the Pentateuch is composed of the following books: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. So now, let us talk about the stories and themes of the book of Genesis. We have the story of creation, which has 2 versions or 2 accounts in Genesis. The number 7 is also important in the Bible because it is the number of days that God created everything. This is what was being described in the first account of creation, where God created everything in 7 days. While in the second account of creation, we can read there how God created man in his image and likeness, as he willed the creation of man. Thus, the creation of man is an intentional act of God. Eventually, the book of Genesis will lead us to the fall of man, or how the first man and women sinned to God by disobeying him. And of course, we all know the story. The first man and women ate the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, in which the devil, through the form of a serpent, tempted them to do so. Here we can see that even though that God has created man, He still granted them freedom or free will, which is the ability to choose even to the point of choosing what is good and evil. They also realize their nakedness and so they hide from God, and God looked for them, and in Genesis 3, chapter chapter 3 verse 9, God asked them, "Where are you?" And as we all know, the first man and women were punished and were even banished in the Garden of Eden, the garden where God puts them. The men and women who were created innocent, and now that they disobeyed God and choose to eat from the forbidden fruit, they become like God who knows what is right and what is wrong. However, this is not the end of the story. Though death comes to man as the result of their disobedience, God proclaimed that there is still a chance for man. When God punishes the serpent in Genesis chapter 3 verse 15, he said that he will put an enmity or clash between him and the woman, and her offsprings, meaning from her generation until the generation of the Blessed Mother, which will bear the Savior, the one who will crush the serpent's head. And this is now what we call as the Proto-Evangelio, or the first good news of salvation. In the next parts of Genesis, we can read about the two sons of Adam and Eve. They are Cain and Abel. Cain murdered his brother because his offerings of burnt herd was in favor to God compared from his offerings of vegetables from his livestock. And then God asked Cain about his brother. But he answered in Genesis chapter 4 verse 9, why did God ask him such? And if he is his brother's keeper? As if saying that why should he need to be bothered by his own brother? And so besides lying and murder, Cain sinned to God by simply neglecting and avoiding to show some concern for his brother, which is a sin of indifference. Further, the sin of man became worse and intense that God allows them to be banished from the earth and eventually sending a great flood that lasted for 40 days and nights. Only the family of Noah, whom God asked to make the ark, is the one that was paired together with the animals and creatures that he paired into two. After this great flood, God made a covenant to Noah and to the rest of his creatures, even to the coming generations, that never again he will destroy the world and send a flood just to cleanse it. This covenant was made significant through the appearance of the rainbow in the sky. For now, this ends our discussion of the book of Genesis. So to sum up, basically the book of Genesis teaches us that there is a creator and a cause for everything to take place. That God willed the creation of man and is pleased to create us. He made us unique by allowing us to have freedom and be able to use our reason to make our own choices. And though we are made by a powerful and perfect God, His creations, like us human beings, are still limited. That is why sometimes we fall into sin and imperfections. The challenge to us is to overcome these imperfections and to live as a children of God and stewards of His creation. Hopefully we all maintain our learning target for today, that we are able to appreciate the book of Genesis and understand its lessons and stories. So for your questions and sharings, feel free to reach out to me in Kuiper or in Messenger. This is Sir Dave, your CL teacher. Until next time, my dear pilgrims, keep safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much, and God bless you and your family. Let us go forth and always keep the faith.